Welcome back to Fast Money. Structure Therapeutics shares doubling today, the stock's best day on record. The Biotech out with new data on its once-daily GLP-1 pill, showing patients lost on average 11.3% of their body weight after 36 weeks of treatment. For more, let's bring in Mizuho healthcare strategist Jared Holz. Jared, great to have you with us. Should Lilly be concerned? Should investors in Lilly be concerned about this?
Hey, Melissa, I really appreciate it. Maybe a little bit. I mean, Structure is still pretty far behind. Lilly's going to be launching orforglipron imminently. That's going to be it should be an excellent launch. We've discussed it at length. So maybe a little bit. I think in general, as we move into 2026, we're going to be talking about the competitive landscape a lot more, not just with these assets, but China also, and large cap pharma, which seems to be still very much engaged. So I would say on the margin, but I think this is still Lilly's game for a while.
Does this prove that there can be a competitor that can just sort of emerge? I don't want to say phase 2B data is out of the woodwork, but can just sort of emerge and threaten Lilly's dominance? I think that, the notion that investors have about Eli Lilly is that they are far and away ahead, that Novo Nordisk in terms of, trying to bid for Metsera, they proved that there was a desperation level on their part in terms of getting the next generation drug. But there are these assets out there that could dramatically change the landscape in 2026.
Yeah, I mean, I think the gating factor here for anyone who's trying to come into the market, whether it's Structure or anyone else, is just the prowess that Lilly has become around this market, and Novo too, to some extent. I mean, they still have 35-40% of the GLP-1 market. They may not have the best oral, that might still be Lilly, but to dethrone these type of players, I think is going to prove to be very difficult. Now, in the oral market, it could be easier because just logistically and via distribution, not as onerous as the injectables. But Structure hasn't really come out of nowhere. It's been a public company for a couple of years. This asset has been around. But I think you do make a good point. There are assets that are kind of floating around that if they can accelerate the development timelines a little bit, could be more realistic players as we head into the end of the decade here.
So we talk about this all the time. You've brought it up to us. Obviously, you're too busy to come here on set, which is fine, by the way. We totally get it. But does this make it more likely for them to be acquired at a much higher price than it's currently trading? Because, forget about today for a second. I would submit that there's a 75% chance, given today's news, that this gets acquired over the next 6 months.
Agree. The way that I've been looking at a lot of these publicly traded stocks in biotech, and it's very simplistic and probably overly so, but Structure is just a $4 billion company, even after today. So if investors believe that this is a $2 billion, $3 billion opportunity, and that's pretty modest with the data that we saw today, especially for an oral small molecule, then this could easily be bought out for a double. It wouldn't shock me at all. I mean, I actually thought the stock might be higher at certain points today, because if you just take a fairly low estimate for what revenue could be and multiply it by 2, 3, 4, something like that, you get to a much higher stock price.
I want to ask you about Wave 007 had its data out. Granted, it's early stage, it's phase 1, but this is a therapy that targets the gene associated with obesity. This seems like it could be a real game changer if you can actually, that would mean that you fix the gene and then you're done. There's not injections or pills on an ongoing basis. How do you view this in terms of viability?
Yes, it's a very interesting asset. It is early. I think what this asset is trying to prove is that they can decrease weight gain, but only the bad fat. The good fat remains and lean muscle mass remains. So the weight loss here is more modest in the trial that they presented today. And now they say they can increase the dosage, so that's the good thing. But even if you were just to assume that patients that have taken a GLP use it, this could be a monster drug. I mean, if you've lost 30 to 40 pounds and you're not really interested in doing the weekly injectable because you kind of feel like you don't need to lose any more weight, this could be a twice a year subcutaneous injection just to keep you at baseline. That's a pretty big drug because obviously we all think that the underlying GLP-1 market's going to be huge. So that's why I think this is a very interesting product. May not be first line, but even if it's a maintenance drug, it could be very, very significant.